Imagine a conscious contact with God so strong that no matter what you are doing or not doing, that no matter what your kids are up to or not up to, and that whether you've got the person of your dreams or they're just not cooperating, that you are happy, content, and at peace. A space where everyone else's thoughts, attitudes, and actions are beautiful and exactly as they are supposed to be. Well, this is the space where I like to play. My name is Misha Z, and this is today's Bitch Slap. Join me as I shed light on the thoughts, actions, and attitudes that are causing you pain, and we train our minds to go to the capital S inner self, the joy that is waiting for us, the God within.
I've decided, take 3 by the way, I've decided that if I do multiple episodes in a day, I'm going to try and post them both on the same day. So if I do one in the morning and one at night, I'll post both episodes, but we'll see. I had a really cool experience with my son. 2 stories I want to talk about. One was my son, Waylon, who told me this really cool little idea that he had or thought that he had in regards to people and their wills, people Waylon loves and their wills when they pass away, which came from a moment of my financial insecurity, actually. And then my brother, who gave me this phone call today and was just so supportive of me without even trying to be supportive. So I want to tell you about that, but start with my son, Waylon. So I was talking to Waylon, and I don't know how we got on it, but went from financial insecurity to all of a sudden people dying in their wills. And so Bob, my stepdad and Waylon's, step grandfather, passed away, and there was no will to speak of for the step side of the kids, which is all fine and cool. There was no expectation of it. But Waylon said, I was really hoping for a will, and that there would have been a treasure hunt for like family heirlooms. So there would be like a treasure hunt for each little family heirloom, for 4 or 5 heirlooms. And then when you found the thing at the very end, like the heirloom, an old pocket watch or something like that, there would be that Bob would have written a letter that said, the most important things in life are the memories that come from our experiences together, or something like that. And it was such a beautiful little thought and a beautiful story, and I was touched. Waylon was like, yeah, I would have liked to got an heirloom and had a treasure hunt for it. And the way he told that story or that vision, I just thought was so sweet. So that was very cool. I love that. Perhaps in my will, I will do that for young Waylon. Wouldn't that be funny? There's no way I could get my act together to do that. Who knows though? So that was last night that Waylon told me that. And, I was like, that would be fun to talk about on a podcast. And it made my heart shine. So I'll move on. My brother called me today, Nick, who I love. And we're close. We're very, very good friends. And when our parents passed away within 2 weeks of each other, this was back tail end of 2012, we became a lot closer, as you'd expect. We as my mother was passing away, we were spending more time together, and we would usually see each other 2 or 3 times a year anyway. Maybe talk once or twice, or talk a couple times as we were getting ready to do our holiday visits. But after our mother and father passed away, for whatever reason, him and I started making much more of an effort to do vacations together, go skiing together, take trips together, do things like that. And it's been super fun. The COVID clearly, obviously, threw that into a loop. And he gave me we've talked a few times during the COVID. We are not like the siblings some siblings talk like once a week or once a day and have been doing it forever. That is not Nick and I. And we're cool with it. We're like, God, we have to talk that much? That'd be insane. But he gave me a surprise little phone call today and was saying, yeah, I'm looking forward to COVID to be done, to coming down there, visiting again, seeing the boys, this and that. What's been going on? And so we were chatting away, and I started talking about the podcast, and I'd said something like, yeah, I've been doing it for 4 or 5 months, and I don't have a ton of followers or subscribers or whatever. And he goes, oh, well, you got to start somewhere. And it was so sweet. I was like, oh my gosh. Right. And then we were talking about, we talked about a bunch of other stuff, and we got around to the podcast. And then, I was saying, yeah, but I'm looking at my notes of the 3 things he said. And another thing he said was, I was saying, yeah, well, who knows, this or that. And he goes, well, why not you? As far as having success or blowing up or having it turn into a really, really cool thing. He's like, well, why not you? And I was like, you know what? You're right. Why not me? And then we were talking about, he's like, yeah, well, gosh, you, we were laughing about how I like to talk. I like to hear myself talk, whatever. We were joking about it. And I was like, yeah, well, blah, blah, blah. I'm just talking. And sometimes I wonder if I'm just talking to hear myself talk. And he goes, well, you know what? A lot of people have had a lot of success talking to hear themselves talk. I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. Thank you so much again. And so Nick was just being so supportive and not tolerating the self-deprecation, or not really self-deprecation, but a little bit of an imposter syndrome that I was projecting out there. He was having none of it in a sweet way. And it felt really good. And it was cool to acknowledge it and see it too. And then be able to tell him later, yo, Nick, that was freaking cool. Thank you for doing that. Where was I going to go with that? I don't know. I should probably pause for a second to regather my thoughts. I did pause for a second and my mind has gone totally blank, but I will just say that really cool family experiences the past couple of days. Young Waylon talking about his sweet vision for somebody when they pass away, and their treasure hunt to the cool family heirlooms with the loving note written by the deceased. How fun is that? And then my brother just being so supportive. Oh, I know what I was going to say. He has been supportive of me my whole life. Whatever shenanigan I'm up to, he's always into it. And he's like, he can't wait. He kind of can't wait to see what comes of it. And I love him for that. And I don't know why I thought it would be any different. But Nick, if you listen to this one, love you. Everybody have a good night.
Thank you for spending time with me today. As someone who is committed to growth and service to this world, I so appreciate your willingness to come with me, go within, and serve our world through change. If you found value in this podcast and you know someone who can use this message, share this episode with them. Share it so our mission can be achieved one episode at a time. And of course, subscribe so you can hear more. And lastly, for more resources on what has helped me on my journey and can help you on yours, go to belove.media/resources. That's BELOVE.media/resources. Thank you again for listening.